Hi, in this video we are going to see about a Java web application project which is entitled as Online Secure Organ Donation Management System. Before seeing the execution of the project, let me brief about this project. So everyone knows that organ is one of the important thing for every human being, but due to some aging factor or affected by disease, some of the organs may get failed. So at that time we cannot able to create a new organ artificially. Instead, that should be replaced from other person's organ. So this kind of organ donation plays an important role in saving the countless life each year. But the problem here is there are many kind of organ trades are happening which is illegal, which causes the human trafficking for the organ removal. For example, if there is an organ donor, so some intermediates or illegal person, if they gets to know about that organ donor, they may get the organ in the black market, or they can pay huge amount to the organ donor and get the organs and they sell it to the some other medical persons. So this kind of illegal things are known as the organ trade or organ trafficking kinds of thing. So this happens due to the unsecured data information that is usually done in the existing or the traditional system. To overcome this issue, we are proposing an online secure organ donation management system. So in this project, we have developed using coding language for Java, and for the front end we have used JSP, CSS, JavaScript, and for the database we have used MySQL. So the main objective of this proposed system is to protect the sensitive donor and the recipient information using the cryptographic techniques. So this can eliminate the risk of misusing those information. So for that purpose, we are using AES algorithm, which is Advanced Encryption Standard algorithm, where the database is completely encrypted, so anyone, the intruders or the third parties, cannot able to see the sensitive information of the donor or the recipient. So only the authorized entities, for example hospital, they can only decrypt the information, they can access the information, so that the unauthorized access will be completely prevented, so that the organ trafficking or organ trade kinds of things that is available in the existing can be avoided here due to our enhanced secure system. So this system not only provides the security to the using the AES or cryptographic method, but also promotes the transparency and trust by safeguarding the identities and the medical histories of the donors and the recipient. So here the AES based encryption mechanism makes it virtually impossible for the intruders or malicious actors to misuse the sensitive information, so that there is a reducing of the risks by the illegal organ trade. And also it provides the various digital platform for making the consent and also making the matching process and everything in the complete system in this online secure organ donation management system. So in summary, this online secure organ donation management system offers an effective and secure digital platform for managing the organ donations and the transplant by integrating the cryptographic technique with the structured multi-entry workflow. It addresses both the ethical and technical challenges that are associated with the organ donation. So all these details have been mentioned in the abstract part. So coming to the existing system part, as mentioned in the existing or traditional system, mainly they are using the manual or paper based work, or in some systems they are also using digital system, but the information is not encrypted, or it is can be easily hacked by the third person or intruders kinds of thing. So in the existing or the traditional methods, usually they they collect the donors information and also the recipients who need the organs information. So by visiting the hospital, and then they enter those information by maintaining a physical records or a digital spreadsheet kinds of thing, so that they can able to come to know if there is some matching donors are available. So they need to match it manually by checking those records, and then only they can able to make the process. This is a lengthy process. And also in some digital systems some may also have some basic functionalities of registration of the donors or recipient, but the information is completely not secure, so the third persons can easily hack the information, so that the organ trade or organ traffic kinds of things can happen easily. So the existing system primarily focus only on maintaining the data of the records, but does not provide the security, and there is no matching, automatic matching kinds of thing, and making the managing the concerned records kinds of things. So these are all things that is mentioned in the existing system part. And coming to the disadvantages of the existing system, the main disadvantages of existing system are lack of data security, manual and time consuming process, inadequate consent management, absence of real-time monitoring and analytics, limited transparency and accessibility, no standardized verification mechanism, poor scalability and integration. So these are all the main disadvantages of the existing system. From the each subheading discuss detailedly about those existing system in this disadvantages of the existing system part. So coming to the proposed system, to overcome all the existing system issues, we have proposed an online secure organ donation management system, which is a web-based application developed using Java for the programming language, JSP, CSS JavaScript for the front-end part, MySQL for the back-end database. So this system is designed to provide a secure, transparent and well-organized digital platform for managing the entire organ donation process. So here we have 4 main entities: donor, recipient, hospital and admin. So every new donor, recipient or hospitals, then whenever they register newly, that must be verified from the admin part. So this verification process will not allow the intruders or unwanted users into the system. So only after the verification of the system, any donor, recipient, hospital can able to log into the system. After that, the recipient, whoever they wants for any organ, they can register by selecting the near hospital that is available, and then whenever a donor is registered with the same blood group and the organ, so the automatically the matching process is done, and it will be shown to the donor with the encrypted information of the recipients. So the donor or recipient will not know about the donors or recipients secure information. Even the admin cannot able to see the secure information, so that will be encrypted using the AES technology. So all those details of that is mentioned in the proposed system part. Coming to the advantages of our proposed system, so the main advantages of our proposed system are enhanced data security with cryptography, centralized and streamlined workflow, efficient and automated matching process, transparent concern management, real-time monitoring and analytics, improved accessibility of stakeholders, standardized verification and approval process, scalability and future integration. So these are all the main advantages of our proposed system, and each subheading explains detailedly about those advantages of proposed system in this part. Coming to the system architecture, so here you can see the overall system architecture of our proposed system, which contains admin, hospital, donor and recipient. So admin has the complete rights of approving all the entities like donor, recipient and hospitals. After that, they can able to view the donor, recipient and hospital, but sensitive informations are encrypted, so they cannot able to see even admin cannot able to see the sensitive information, and they can see the concerns and matches that is done, and also that is also encrypted. And finally, they can see the graph analysis with the complete statistics of the proposed system. So in the hospital part, they can see the concern and matches that is available, and after the approval of the donor concern, the hospital can able to approve the matches by verifying the details, and then they can able to see the chart analysis with the statistics of the report. And coming to the donor part, so the donor can able to view the profile and edit the profile, and they can see the matches that is available with the sensitive information encrypted, and after that they can, if the based on the provided matches, they can approve whichever consent they wanted. And in the recipient part, they can able to see the profile and edit the profile. They can see the donor matches that is available with the encrypted information, and they can see the complete history whatever happened in it. So this is all about the system architecture of our proposed system. Coming to the modules, so these are the modules of the project, and these are the module description of the project, which describes detailing of the each functionality. And coming to the system requirements, so these are the minimum hardware requirements of the project. Coming to the software requirements, this project can be executed in Windows 10 or 11. Coding language used is Java. Front-end part contains JSP, CSS, JavaScript. JDK version is JDK 23.0.1. Apache IDE tool is Apache NetBeans IDE 24. Tomcat server version is Apache Tomcat 9.0.84. Database that we are using is MySQL database. So now let us see the execution of the online secure organ donation management system project. So first open your Apache NetBeans IDE 24. Now let us import the project into the NetBeans IDE. So just go to the file menu, click open project. Now go to the project source code location. Inside the source code folder we have the secure organ management system. Select this and click open project. Now kindly wait till the complete project is loaded into the NetBeans IDE. Here you can see the progress of it. Meanwhile, let us attach the database in the MySQL workbench. So just go to the MySQL workbench 8.0. So just log in by clicking the local instance MySQL 8.0. Log in with the password of root and click OK. Now go to the servers option, select the data import menu and select the import from self-contained file. Select this three dot and then go to the project source code location. Inside the database folder we have the database. Select this and go to the import progress tab and click start import. Now you can see the import is completed successfully. So just refresh the schema. You can see the organ underscore secure underscore DB, which means the database is successfully attached in the MySQL workbench. So now let us close the MySQL workbench as we have successfully attached the database. Coming back to the NetBeans IDE, you can see the project is completely loaded into the NetBeans IDE. Now let us execute it. So just right click it and then select run and kindly wait for a few minutes. So now it asks for the authentication for the Tomcat server. I will give an admin and click OK. Now it navigates to the browser part where you can see the project home screen or welcome screen with the project title, online secure organ donation system. So here you can see the entities donor, recipient, hospital, admin. So now let us see all the entities one by one. First let me create an hospital. So just go to the hospital login. So as I am going to create the new hospital, I just click this register button. So it navigates to the new hospital registration page where we need to enter the hospital information. Let me enter the sample hospital as Jigmar, Pondicherry, email ID, phone number, password. So here you can select the hospital type, whether it is a government, private, trust, NGO or other. It is a government. Let me select government. And country, you can select the list of countries that is available. I'll just go with India. After selecting the country, you can select the state that is available. This is Puducherry, so I'll just select Puducherry, city Puducherry, and address. And after entering this result, just click register hospital. So now you can see the registration is successful. Please wait for admin approval. So as mentioned, even the registration is successful, they cannot able to log in into the system. Any hospital or donor or recipient, anyone. So you can see after entering the even the correct username and password, you can see your account is not yet approved yet. So only if the admin approves it, the hospital or donor, recipient, anyone can able to log in into the system. I'll just go into the admin part now. So just enter the default username and password as admin and then click the login button. So now you can see the login is successful, and now you can see the home screen for the admin which contains the total donors, total recipients, total hospitals, and pending approvals. As they have pending approval of hospital, you can see that. So now the first menu is like pending one. Here you can see what all the pending approvals that is available is being listed here. If you go to the hospitals part, you can see the hospital part is empty because the admin should approve it. So now in the pending part, you can see the hospital, name of the hospital, phone number, city information. So now if I click approve, so now you can see the user is approved successfully. So now if you go to the hospital part, you can see the hospital list with the unique ID for the hospital, with the hospital name, email ID, phone number, address, city, and registration date and everything. So now let me log out from the admin part. So similarly, I'll create the recipients and donors also. So let me go to the recipient part. So as I don't have any recipient, I'll just click the register part. It will be navigated to the recipient's registration page. So I'll just create a recipient called Alice. Password as Alice, phone number, country. You need to enter those informations of the recipient, state, city, and the recipient should enter the blood group. Here you can see the blood group. So I'll just select B negative. Preferred hospital, you can see the list of hospitals that is available. Currently I have created one hospital, so you can see the list that is available. You can create n number of hospitals, whatever the hospitals that you are creating. If admin approves it, you can see the list is up, you can show, so they can able to select the preferred hospital. Here I'll selecting Jigmer here. So you can select the organ that is required. I'll just select the organ called kidney, and here they can select the urgency, whether it is low, medium, or high. I'll just select high. You can enter the medical condition. I'll just enter the any medical information. I'll just enter as diabetes and click register. Now you can see the registration is success, wait for approval. Similar that I have mentioned for the hospital part, the admin should be able to approve it, then only you can able to access the system. So let me log into the admin part. So now in the pending approvals, you can see the recipient role Alice with the information, and let me approve it. So once if you go to the recipients part, so now you can see the recipient ID, recipient name, you can see the email ID is encrypted, phone number is encrypted, city is encrypted, blood group is encrypted, organ record is encrypted, urgency is shown, and preferred hospital is shown to the admin part. Even the admin cannot able to see the information, secure personal information. So now let me log out from this part. I'll just go to the now recipient login. In the recipient login, now it is approved. So I'll just log in with the recipient username and password that is entered during the registration. So now you can see the dashboard of the recipient, where you can see if it is matches available, history, records, and hospitals available, all those information. So here the recipient has the options of the dashboard, profile, matches, history. So let me go to the profile part. So here they can see the profile of their information, whatever they have given. If they wanted to update any information, they can able to update by entering this information. If I'm going to change the phone number and click update, you can see the profile is updated successfully. If you go to the profile part, you can see the profile information that is updated successfully. And if you go to the matches part, so currently there is no matches available, so it is pending, and there is no translation till now down, so history is empty. So now let me log out from this part. So now I'll just create a donor. So I'll just click the register. So now I'll create some donors. I'll just create a donor called Ajit. Password, country, state, city, blood group. You can select the blood group, whatever the blood group you wanted. I'll just select B negative, and the organ to donate, medical history, and click register. So now I have created a new donor called Ajit. Now I'll create another donor called JP. I'll just select the country, state, city. Just select the blood group as O positive, organ to donate as liver, medical history, I'll just click register. So now you can see registration is pending for the admin part. So let me log into the admin part. So now here the admin sees the pending information with the role of donor of Ajit and JP. I'll just create approve it. So now if you go to the donors part, you can see the donors list with the encrypted personal information. So now I have created 2 donors, there is 1 recipient, and you can see there is 1 hospital available. Another concerns and matches are currently, you can see there is 1 matches available. You can see the match ID 1 with the donor information and everything is encrypted from the admin part. So I have created a donor with B negative with available with the kidney, and recipient also B negative with available kidney. So if the donor logs in, so Ajit is the donor name, if login into the system, so now you can see there is a 1 matching found. So now if they go to the matches part, the donor can able to see the pending matches that is available with the recipient name. So this is the recipient name of Alice is encrypted. They can see the organ, kidney, they can see the hospital information, they can see the medical patient's medical information, everything. So only if the concerned organ donor if gives the consent only, then only the complete process will be taken care. So now you can see, just me log out. So now in the recipient part, you can see, so the recipient who Alice is the person who requested for the kidney with B negative. So the automatic matching is done. So you can see the donor name here is encrypted with the, and then it shows the hospital name, what is the match date and time when it is done. You can see the status here is pending because the organ donor should approve the consent, then only they can able to process the next process. So now I'll just go to the donor Ajit. So now I'll just go to the matches and I'll just give the consent. So once after giving the consent, you can see in the history part, you can see all the complete history with the recipient name encrypted, organ which I have given as, that is kidney, the Jigmer hospital, patient medical information, when the match date and time is done. So now after the donor provides the consent, it is shown to the hospital part. So now let me log into the hospital part, Jigmer hospital. So once after logged into the hospital part, you can see there is 1 pending donor consent in the dashboard part, and there is 1 total matches that is applied. So just if you go to the consent part, you can see the consent ID 1, donor name, medical information of the donor, and you can see the status is pending because the donor has provided the consent. So now it is shown to the hospital. If the donor doesn't provide the consent, this information will not be shown in the hospital part. So now the hospital verifies the information and approves the action for the transplantation of the process of the donor. So now let me click approve. So now you can see the consent is approved from the hospital part also. So you can see the status is approved. So now if you go to the matches part, you can see the matches that is available. Here the hospital verifies the donor name. You can see this in the hospital part, you can see this is completely decrypted. So if you go to the database, so I'll just show you the database. I'll just log into the MySQL workbench and show you the database part. So in the database you can see there are donors table. So just if you open the donors table, you can see any one intermediate cannot able to read the information as it is completely encrypted. Is you can see that recipients also. So recipient table, you can see there is one recipient. So recipient, everything is being encrypted. So the intermediaries or hackers cannot able to fetch the data for the organ trade or organ trafficking kinds of thing. But here for the hospital part, they need to know the information of the concerned patient on the donor to make the transplantation process, operation process. So here it is decrypted and shown to the only to the particular intended user. Here you can see the donor name, the donor blood group is B negative, and the recipient blood group is also B negative. The organ donor is providing the kidney, the recipient required is also kidney. So you can see there is no health issues, all the things is given. So once if they approve, then only the transplantation process is done. So now the match is approved successfully. If you go to the history part, you can see the complete history of this hospital with those details of it, when the match and everything, hospital status is approved kinds of thing. So now if you come to the recipient part, I'll just log in with the recipient. So in the recipient part, you can see the history, you can see the history here, you can see the donor name, the hospital name, and approved date and time, everything is updated successfully. And also in the donor part of the Ajit, so in the donor part of the Ajit, you can see the history of, so the who is the recipient name encrypted, organ name, hospital name, patient information, when the match date is done. So everything is being updated successfully here. And also coming to the admin part. So in the admin part, we have the donors, recipient, hospital, and you can see the concern, that is also consent ID is encrypted with the donor name, medical history, everything is being the secured sensitive information is being secured by encrypting it by using AES, and you can see the matches also that has been encrypted. And here you can see the chart part, you can see the dynamic chart which shows the donor status. So there are two donors available, there are one recipient, there is one hospital. So this is a dynamic chart according to the current status of the system. This will be shown dynamically. So now let me log out, and now I have created another donor called JP. So now I'll just log into that donor. So now you can see there is no pending concern, no matches found. So because the donor has given the information as O positive and organ type is liver. So I will create another recipient. I'll create a recipient called Bob now. I'll just create a recipient with the information of the recipient name, email ID, password, their country, state, city. Now I'll create the blood group as O positive, preferred hospital Jigmer, organ type as liver, and liver transplant. I'll just enter the information of this recipient. So now I'll just go to the admin part. In the admin part, I'll just go to the pending part. I'll just approve this. So now if you go to the recipient, the new recipient Bob is created. So now if you go to the donor part and see the JP's donor who are created with O positive. So now you can see there is one matching found, total one matches found, because we have created there was one new recipient entered into the system. So if you go to the matches part, you can see the recipient name is encrypted, an organ that is required is liver, hospital, patient information, everything. So only if this donor gives the consent, the next process will be done. In the recipient part, the recipient Bob, which I have created now, can just log in. and now they can able to see that there is total matches that is available. If you go to the matches part, you can see the donor encrypted information with the hospital date and time and everything. So now I'll just this donor, now this donor JP is going to go to the matches and give the concern. So once after giving the concern, if the hospital can able to see the information of the matched donor and the recipient. So now you can see the pending donor concern. There is one pending donor concern. So just go to the concerns. You can see already one is, that is Ajit, is already approved and completed. So now you can see there is one pending, that is the donor from JP has given the concern. So every concern will be created with the unique concern ID. So let me approve this. The hospital part is approved the concern, so it will be navigated to the matches part. You can see the matches that is available now. So they verify the name, the organ donor blood group, the recipient blood group, organ donor the donor or donor organ and the recipient organ, and what is the health information, everything, and they next proceed to the transplant part. So you can go to the history and you can see the complete information when it is done. So in this way they can able to provide any kind of organ names or blood groups, so everything is being secured. And if you go to the chart part now, so now you can see there is hospital 1 matches, that is two approved for the matches, and you can see the organ count, kidney is 1 and liver is 1. So this is the hospital part chart. So in the admin part chart you can see the status of the complete system. So in the admin part chart you can see the system with the 2 donors, 2 recipients and 1 hospital kind of thing. So you can see the matches, that is second match that is available is encrypted, concern that is encrypted, and you can see the hospital, recipients, donors and pending details in dashboard in the admin panel part. So in the donor part of the JP, you can see that it is updated in the history part, so it is completed. And also in the recipient part of the Bob, so in the recipient part of the Bob you can see the transplant history that is done by the donor, name, encrypted, hospital, and when it is approved, date and time, and everything is been updated in it. So now let me log out from this process. So now before completion, let us see about the frequently asked question for this project. So the first question, what is the purpose of the online secure organ donation management system? So the main purpose of this system is to provide the security, transparent and centralized platform for managing the organ donation and the transplantation system. So this system is secured using the cryptographic technique called AES encryption. So for that, the sensitive information of the donor and the recipient data is protected, and also it streamlines the complete process that is required for the organ donations with the process of donors, recipient, hospitals and the administrators. Next question, who are the main users of the system? So the main entities or stakeholders are donor, recipient, hospital and admin. Next question, how does the system ensure data security? So the main problem and the main thing that we are going to solve is the ensuring the data security that is from the existing system. So that purpose we have used the AES algorithm, so that the information that is stored in the database cannot be used by any other parties or intruders or hackers, making the system more secure. Next question, why is cryptography used in the system? So main problem with the organ is like there are illegal organ trades are happening, which is also called as organ trafficking kinds of things. So that when those people get those information, they can able to do some illegal things. So for that purpose only we are making the system more secure using the cryptography, so that they cannot able to access those informations. Next question, what kind of information does donor provide during the registration? So the donor provides the information like name, email, password, phone number, country, state, city, blood group, and organs to donate and medical history, but everything that is stored in the database is encrypted and secure. How does the recipient model work? So in the recipient model, first they registered by providing their required organ and with the blood group and everything. So the automatic matching process done, and then they can able to see those encrypted informations, and after the concern from the organ donor, the entire process is shifted to the hospital part. Then the hospital verifies that and makes the transplant process. Everything is being showed in the history part of the recipient model. Next question, what role does the hospital play in the system? So the hospital acts as an intermediate between the organ donation process. They verify the organ donors, match the donors and recipient based on the medical compatibility, and they approve the transplant after the donor consent only, and they maintain the complete records and monitor the donation activities through the dashboards and the charts. Next question, what are the responsibilities of the admin? So admin has the complete power of approving or rejecting a new donor, recipient and on hospital registration. They store the encrypted donor and recipient record. They monitor the consent and matches, which is also encrypted. So overseeing the system through the real-time charts and the dashboards is all the main responsibility of the admin. Next question, how does the matching process work? So the system automatically matches the donors and the recipient based on the blood group and the organ type and the medical information. So once the match is found, it is shown in the donor and the recipient dashboard. The donor consent is required before the hospital can proceed with the transplantation process. Next question, can unauthorized users access the donor or recipient details? No, the unauthorized user cannot access the sensitive information. So even the admin cannot able to see the sensitive information. All the critical records are encrypted using the AIS. What technologies are used to build the system? So we have used programming language Java, Frontend, JSP, CSS, JavaScript, database MySQL. For the security, we have used AIS encryption algorithm. Next question, how does this system improve over the earlier manual system? So the main problem in the manual system is like the information, the sensitive informations are prone to some other people or intruders. So here we are improving from the earlier system by making the system more secure, and also we are going to overcome the manual verification and insecure storage, making them, which are all the existing, makes the slow and vulnerable, but here our system makes it process very soon and also secure. Final question, is the system scalable for large scale use? Yes, this system can be scaled to large volumes of donors or recipients in hospitals. So it can be enhanced in future with technologies like blockchain, AI based matching and integrations also in future part of the enhancement of the project. So these are all the frequently asked question, and this is all about the online secure organ donation management system using Java. And thank you for watching.